Have you ever shared an exciting plan with everyone around you and then somehow lost the motivation to actually do it?
It happens more often than we think.
Sometimes the moment we talk about a dream too much, the fire to achieve it slowly fades. In a quiet town, there lived a young man named Daniel.
Daniel was full of ideas.
Every few days he discovered a new dream.
One week, he wanted to start a bakery.
Another week, he decided he would learn painting. Soon after, he talked about building a small farm. But Daniel had a habit that followed every dream he had.
Before he even started, he made sure the whole town knew about it. He would stand in the middle of the marketplace and proudly announce his plans.
One day, I'll own the best bakery in this town, he would say.
People would smile. They would praise him. Wonderful idea. You will definitely succeed. Daniel would walk home feeling proud and satisfied. That night, he slept peacefully. But when morning came and it was time to begin the hard work,
something strange happened. The excitement was gone. The energy he felt the day before had disappeared. Days passed, and the bakery never opened.
Soon another idea filled his mind.
This time, Daniel told everyone he would become a talented painter. He gathered friends and spoke passionately.
I will create paintings people travel from far away to see. Again, the crowd encouraged him.
Again, they admired his ambition.
Daniel felt amazing. But just like before, a few days later, the motivation faded. The paintbrush remained untouched. Years went by like this. New dreams, big announcements, warm applause.
But nothing ever became real. Slowly, Daniel began to feel embarrassed.
He didn't understand why every plan ended the same way.
One evening, he sat quietly beside a river outside the town.
His thoughts were heavy. An old gardener who lived nearby noticed him and walked over.
The man was known for his wisdom. He rarely spoke, but people trusted his words.
He sat beside Daniel and asked kindly, "Why do you look so troubled, my son?"
Daniel sighed deeply. I have so many goals, he said, but somehow I never finish anything. The old man listened carefully.
Then he asked a simple question.
What do you do when a new dream comes to your mind?
Daniel replied quickly.
I tell everyone about it.
I want people to know what I'm going to achieve. The gardener smiled gently.
Come visit my garden tomorrow morning, he said.
I want to show you something. The next day, Daniel arrived early.
The gardener was holding 2 small seeds.
He handed one to Daniel.
Plant this in the soil. Daniel dug a small hole and covered the seed with earth.
Then the gardener lifted the second seed high in the air and called to some children.
Look at this,
he said loudly. Soon this seed will grow into a beautiful tree. The children clapped and laughed. After that, the gardener simply placed the seed on top of a rock where everyone could see it.
Days passed. The gardener quietly watered the seed buried in the soil.
He never talked about it. Daniel visited often.
Slowly, a tiny green sprout pushed through the ground. Week after week, it grew stronger. Meanwhile, the seed left on the rock stayed exactly the same.
The sun dried it. Birds pecked at it. Eventually,
it disappeared.
One morning, Daniel stood beside the growing plant.
The gardener looked at him and said softly, a seed needs darkness and silence to grow. If it stays hidden in the soil, it develops roots and becomes strong. But if it stays out in the open, exposed and talked about, it never becomes anything.
Daniel looked at the small plant and suddenly understood.
The gardener continued,
when you announce your dreams too early, people praise you.
That praise gives your mind the feeling that you already achieved something. So the hunger to work disappears. The energy meant for action is spent on words.
Daniel realized he had been doing exactly that for years. Every announcement gave him the feeling of success.
Without the effort required to create it, the gardener placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Protect your dreams when they are small, he said. Let them grow quietly through your effort. When the results appear, the world will notice without you saying anything. That day, Daniel went home thinking deeply.
For the first time, he decided to try something different.
He chose one simple goal, build a wooden bench.
But this time, he told no one. Every evening after work, he quietly shaped the wood.
Some days he felt inspired. Some days he felt tired. But because no one knew about the project, there was no pressure and no applause, only steady effort. Week by week, the bench began to take form. He made mistakes. He corrected them. Slowly, the wood became smooth and strong.
When it was finally finished, Daniel sat on the bench and smiled. For the first time in his life, he felt real pride.
Not the pride that comes from talking, but the pride that comes from finishing something. One morning, a neighbor noticed the bench outside his house. This looks amazing, the neighbor said.
When did you make it?
Daniel simply smiled.
I've been working on it quietly. Soon people began noticing his work. But by then, Daniel was already building his next project. And again, he told no one.
Years passed. Daniel eventually became known as one of the most skilled craftsmen in the town.
But he never announced his plans anymore.
He simply worked in silence.
And let the results speak. Think about your own dreams for a moment. How many times have you talked about a big plan, only to lose the drive to follow through?
Sometimes the best way to protect a dream is to keep it quiet while it grows. Let your effort be the soil.
Let your patience be the water. And when your work finally becomes strong enough,
people will see it without needing an announcement.
Because in the end, the world remembers what you build, not what you promise to build.